gracias.
Gracias.
De nada.
Okay.
It's enough. It's not everything because after will be difficult. The Incas times, the people believed to the condor is to the representation to the gods.
Ooh, that's a hard pass.
Alright, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Oishi.
It's oishi. Delicious.
You're doing a great job. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Here is your cockatoo.
Alright.
Thank you. Here is the other.
Alright, gracias.
Okay, guys. See you in 30 or 40 minutes for all.
すごいなんか見えるかな。
For tomorrow, we are gonna do in that direction, 5,060 meters in elevation. It's an approximation. From here till here is in approximation 3.5 or 4 kilometers.
Buenas tardes.
It's sticking to it. You're beautiful. Huh?
Hola.
ごいね。危ないよ。ビビリー。ビビリー。
Ah.